Hello, I'm Belkis Perez. Thanks for tuning into Coral Gables Television. Today on Coral Gables Now, the city rolls out special discounts for residents. We'll tell you who's offering them and when you can start saving money. The trolley route has been expanded into North Gables. Plus, a Coral Gables resident is reducing his carbon footprint and power bill. We'll show you how it pays to go green. Those stories and much more, Coral Gables Now starts right now. And welcome to Coral Gables Now. I'm Belkis Perez. Living in Coral Gables has many perks, but now there's another reason to love where you live. Joining us today to talk about a new discount program for residents is Mari Galé, Executive Director of the Business Improvement District. Thank you so much, Mari, for being here.
Thank you for having me. I'm happy to be here.
So we're going to talk about a new program. It's a discount program for residents where they can get special treatment at some of the stores in downtown Coral Gables. Tell me about it.
Absolutely. We're so excited. For some time, a lot of our stores and our restaurants had been doing things to help and to attract our residents to the downtown and to reward them for being such loyal customers. But now we've actually organized and gotten a program together thanks to the communications committee here at the city, who challenged us to come up with a program, and we're excited to report that we have about 40 restaurants and retailers that are going to be participating in the program.
Wow. So what are some of the offers that they're providing, extending to the residents?
Well, actually, you're probably one of the first to know, as is your audience, because we just launched the program. And I think you'll let them know where to find it. We're actually going to be updating the list constantly. But generally speaking, again, on Tuesdays for neighbors, you'll see some of our restaurants doing about 10% off your total bill, and actually there's a couple that go as high as 15%, which is always nice. You know, you've pretty much covered your gratuity at that point.
It's true.
And some of them actually give you a little something extra, a mimosa or a glass of wine, which is also a nice touch because you feel special and you're a VIP. And on the retailer side, there's actually some services in there. For example, hair salons. Maybe you want to try a new hair salon. But it runs the gamut of a lot of different offers.
Yeah, and we'll be putting up the information on where you can get those special deals a little bit later on. Now, Tuesdays, why specifically Tuesdays?
Well, it's funny, when we sat down and tried to figure out how we could do this, we actually talked to a lot of the businesses, and believe it or not, and I think we all know this living here and working here, on Mondays there's a lot of places that are closed. It's the kind of the day of rest for some of our salons and our retailers. So Monday was kind of off limits. As you get later on in the week, we all know how busy the Gables gets. Thankfully in the downtown, we get a lot of business people from other areas coming to eat here, and it gets very busy and a hustle and bustle. So we figured Tuesday was a great day. And it's kind of a quid pro quo where not only are we thanking the residents, but we're also having the residents support the businesses on a day when business might be a little slower. But it's always nice to eat in our restaurants and shop at our stores when it's not very crazy.
Yeah. Now, who's eligible? This is a program that's not only for residents, but we also have employees that are getting, people who work in the city.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And it's not just city employees, because there's a little bit of a confusion.
Yes.
If you have a business card or an ID card from a business that's located inside Coral Gables, then you're eligible. So that's all that we ask, that you bring proper identification. And for the residents, it's very easy. Your driver's license or your official ID card will say Coral Gables. So there is that eligibility requirement, and we ask people to honor that.
So they just have to hand in, just show.
Just show.
And okay. And it really is also, and there's different also discounts depending on whether you're a resident or you're an employee.
Actually, yes.
It depends. That's why you've got to check the website.
Yeah. Some of them mirror. I would say some of them are. And actually, this paper is my cheat sheet. But there are some offers that are the same for residents and businesses, and some that are slightly different, because in some of these businesses, their bread and butter is the downtown worker. So in some cases, we have some great little gems that people don't know about, or residents don't know about, because they might be tucked in a building inside the downtown. And you and I were talking about one of those earlier, where we eat there all the time, but our residents don't know about it. So I do encourage the residents to go to our website, shopcoralgables.com. Not only will you be able to find the offers there, but if you click through to the name of the business, there's usually an information. Every one of those businesses has a page on our website, so you can do a little sleuthing before you go downtown.
Okay, that's a great tip. Now, do you have anything else coming up? We're moving forward into the summer, the spring. Tell me about.
It's just a beautiful time here. We're really excited because we're ramping up for our 5th annual Coral Gables Restaurant Week.
Wow.
It's amazing that I remember 5 years ago we were here talking about the first one. And you have to really plan for that, because even though it's called Restaurant Week, it goes on for 2 weeks from June 4th through the 17th. And we typically have about 30 restaurants participating, and our restaurant owners and chefs are planning the menus right now.
Really good.
We've already started receiving some of them. I actually got goosebumps because we spend the day kind of looking through them when we get so hungry. But the kickoff is May 31st. We have something called Taste of the Gables.
Yes.
And it
very
always
popular event
very
too.
popular, always sells out. Last year it was during the NBA Finals, and we still sold out. It's typically on a Thursday night, and then
Where are you doing it this year?
We're doing it at the Westin Colonnade in the Rotunda, which was absolutely gorgeous last year, and it worked really well for us. And I'll let your viewers know in on a little secret. It's Thursday night, May 31st, and Restaurant Week starts the following Monday. However, the restaurants do start promoting their menus that evening.
Oh, that's
so you'll
great.
get a little bit of a head start Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, because typically, especially some of our newer restaurants, they always sell out. The reservations sell out. So I encourage you to go to coralgablesrestaurantweek.com, start looking for your restaurants, and you can actually use that website to make reservations.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Mari, for that update. And for a list of participating businesses and their offers, you can visit www.shopcoralgables.com/offers. And as Mari said, there's going to be a lot more businesses that are going to be joining the program, so make sure you continue to check that website. Then as you stroll through the city, you'll notice a few new storefronts. Businesses continue to move into the city, and Tanya Leitz will show us some of the latest ones to call Coral Gables home.
Belkis has been a busy year so far, with ribbon-cutting ceremonies welcoming new businesses in our community. New aromas fill the air, and they're coming from the kitchen of 3 new restaurants. In the heart of the city's downtown, just steps from Miracle Mile, you'll find Naked Pizza. The name comes from the concept that your pizza is made from scratch with all natural ingredients. Customers choose the type of crust, the toppings, and everything in between. This Coral Gables store is one of just 2 locations in Florida. Naked Pizza is on a mission, hoping to prove that pizza not only tastes good, but it can be good for you too. Our second stop takes us to the village of Merrick Park, where you will find Crave, a restaurant with a unique variety of American cuisine and sushi. With an outdoor lounge feel and intimate indoor atmosphere, Crave provides the perfect setting whether you are with family, friends, or on a date. And finally, Coral Gables is now home to the first caviar bar in South Florida to meet green standards. Located right on Miracle Mile, the Dome received Silver Lead certification. It specializes in Latin fusion cuisine and has incorporated several green initiatives in the restaurant. You won't find paper menus here. Customers read the menu on an iPad. With its modern European character, the Dome enhances that international feel to our city beautiful. For Coral Gables Now, Tanya Leitz.
All right, thanks, Tanya. Coral Gables Now is just getting started. Up next, the city's trolleys are providing a valuable service to more residents than ever before, thanks to a route extension. And one of the city's boards and committees is hard at work forging new international relationships that expand our cultural offerings. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Carlos from your local fire department with another safety tip. Each year, more than 2,500 people die in home fires, and almost 2/3 of those deaths happen in homes where smoke detectors are not working.
Smoke detectors are your first line of defense against deadly fires, but they cannot protect you if they don't work. Your local fire department wants to keep you and your family safe should a fire break out in your home. So please follow a few simple rules. Make sure you have smoke detectors on each level of your home and outside each sleeping areas. Test your smoke detectors monthly and change the batteries in your smoke detectors at least once a year. A good rule of thumb to help you remember when to change the battery of your smoke detector is at the change of daylight saving time. When you change the time on your clock, change the battery in your smoke detector. Early warnings from a smoke detector alarm can make the difference between surviving a fire or dying in one.
It's a plain and simple fact. Working smoke detectors save lives. We want you to be safe, not sorry.
The iconic Coral Gables trolleys are a welcome sight for residents in North Gables. The route was extended and now reaches Flagler Street. Parking Director Kevin Kinney joins us with more on that. Thanks, Kevin, for being here.
Good morning.
So tell me about this. The previous route was from the Metro rail station, right, which is on Ponce and US 1, more or less?
On Douglas and US 1.
On Douglas, and it extended all the way to 8th Street.
That's correct.
And so now we're taking it to Flagler.
We added approximately 1.3 miles to the route. It takes it through the North Ponce neighborhood, and there are 7 new trolley stops in that neighborhood, and it ends at Flagler where the new Publix is.
Which is great. A lot of activity now because of that new Publix, so it gets residents there in a much more convenient way.
Yes, we found that a lot of folks in the North Ponce neighborhood will just jump on the trolley to go to Publix.
How about, was this extension always in the works for the trolley?
It was initially reviewed as an addition to the trolley route in 2006. The consultant at that time thought it would be a good fit because many of Miami-Dade Transit's main lines go down Flagler and go to the intersection of Flagler and Douglas. So we now have connectivity for those main lines.
So that's great. So now you've got, like you said, connectivity on the north side,
Yes.
on Flagler, and then you've also got some sort of connectivity also in the south route with the Metro rail station.
That's correct. In fact, if anyone in the North Ponce neighborhood uses Metro Rail, they now have an easy way to get to Metro Rail.
So, how has that helped residents? How did that process come about? Are they happy with this new connection?
We've had a couple of public meetings along the way. Okay. One was about 1.5 years ago, where the initial response was fairly positive, and so we began to pursue it. We did get a grant from Florida Department of Transportation to help offset the cost. And then just a month ago, we had a meeting with the residents, and the feedback has been very positive.
Good. Now, how have you had to adjust the operations to accommodate this new extension? What
we've done is typically on the previous route, we at peak had 5 trolleys on the route. We now have 6 to maintain our 12 to 15 minute headways.
Okay, and it's true. I mean, I've been out there, and it has been 15 or less minutes that you've had to wait for a trolley. Did you position the stops at a certain place? Was there a specific area that you wanted to position them? How did that come about?
We did space them out. Obviously, we put one at the Publix and at Flagler so that people could get on and off at the near the Metro Miami-Dade Transit stops. But through the neighborhood, we place them every 3 or 4 blocks. There's one at the Rotary Park up in the North Ponce neighborhood.
Yes, very nice park there, which you can always hang out and as you wait for the trolley. And you've got a new trolley that you're adding?
We should be receiving within the next few weeks, somewhere around the end of April, a brand new trolley that will go into service to help supplement this route.
Okay. Now, there's another aspect that has to do with parking on an unrelated subject, though, that we want to talk about because this is something that residents and people who work in the city are gonna deal with. There's a new system that's going to be implemented on the parking permit system. Tell me about that.
That's correct. Anybody in the city who deals with the parking department for permits, for meter bags, for valet bags, anything that we permit through the parking department, they historically have needed to come into the office to procure those. We are implementing a new system in April, hopefully, that will automate much of this. The base system will be installed, and then we'll operate that for a few weeks. And then hopefully in May we will be going live with an online system where people can sign in online. They can manage their own accounts. Most people will be able to purchase and renew their permits online from the comfort of their home. And if they wish, a permit would be mailed to them. So we are looking forward to that as a service to our customers.
So instead of having to come in, there's some things that you might still have to come in for to show proof of residency or something like that, but that would be just an initial proof that you need to show, and then after that renewals can be done online.
Yes, there are a few instances where we need to review paperwork.
Okay.
Proof of residency is a primary one, but once that has been accomplished, then you can manage those permits online.
And then what's the ratio of permits for residential and people who are just trying to secure a spot at a garage?
We sell about 3,000 permits every month. I would say probably 90% of those are for permits in surface lots or in parking garages. But there's a good 10% that are residential parking zones or some special event valet.
Kevin, we're going to see this new permit process in place late April?
Yes, late April, early May, everything should be online and ready to go.
Okay, so once that's in place, obviously we'll have much more information on the process and how people can sign up.
Absolutely.
Well, thanks, Kevin, for joining us and giving us the update. Now, as far as the trolleys are concerned, the trolleys run every 10 to 15 minutes, Monday through Friday, from 6:30 a.m. to 8 p.m., except on the first Friday of the month, when the trolleys run until 10 p.m. because of gallery nights. Now, for more information, you can call 305-460-5070. And still to come on Coral Gables Now, the chair of the International Affairs Coordinating Council stops in and updates us on our Sister Cities program. We'll be right back.
Can I help you, sir? Found these over by the stairs. Okay, thank you. What are they? Wall panels. Lots of people losing taking the stairs instead of the escalator.
Welcome back. Making your home greener is now easier than ever. In fact, one Coral Gables resident has made it his mission. Rodolfo Roman has that story.
Thanks, Belkis. I'm here with homeowner Carlos Ruiz at his beautiful and wonderful home, and just taking a look at this place. I mean, it's just beautiful, but at the same time, it saves you some cash. Carlos is going to give us a 411 exactly what he did to this house that's saving him a lot of money because of energy efficiency. Carlos, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you so much, Rodolfo.
Tell us this thing, how did you get started with this house? You've seen the change when it comes to the electric bill.
Well, yes, the main thing here that we did was simple things that just about anybody can do. We added more insulation on the roof. The typical house has R19. This one has R30. Of course, we also changed the windows, so it has impact-resistant windows with tinted glass that reduce the amount of reflected heat into the house. We also added insulation on the walls. Then the systems that we have, the air conditioning systems, we spend a little bit more by having high efficiency systems. So the air conditioners, they are SER20 or SER18, which the conventional home is about 13. So this adds about 30 or reduces the electric bill by about 30%. All the lighting throughout the house is either compact fluorescent or LED lights. So that's usually about 75 to 85% more efficient than incandescent. So there you save another 10 to 15% in electricity. Then all the appliances are Energy Star appliances that are more energy efficient. So that again saves me somewhere around 10%. So this house is really somewhere around 55% more energy efficient than it was before. Before we started the work, the house was used to use about 11 kilowatts per square foot per year. Now it uses about 5 kilowatts per square foot per year.
And looking at this place, it took you roughly to about a year that you reconstructed this wonderful place. But the money that you have saved is just great. Looking at the electric bill, can you just explain to us, tell us the numbers. How much money have you saved in numbers?
Well, this house saves us about $300 to $350 a month in electricity. Before we did the remodeling and expansion, this house used to use between $300 and $350 a month. Our peak was $450. Now our average electric bill is roughly around $165 a month. Our peak was $187. Yet the house is bigger than it was before.
The equipment that you installed in your house cost a bit more compared to your average equipment that's found in a regular house, but at the end of the day, you do save some money.
Well, you save money in the long haul because of the fact that it uses less electricity. But you also save money right away because, like, let's say for the example, in the air conditioning. I probably spent about $4,000 more in the air conditioning systems that I used, but FP&L gave me a rebate right away of about $2,200, and then I got a tax rebate from the federal government of $1,500. So, and then I'm saving around $3,600 a year in electricity.
Now, Carlos, what prompted you to change everything here in your home?
Well, I have a son in the military. He's in the Air Force, and he has already had a tour in the Middle East. My goal is that he will not go there again. And that's why I have this passion, and that's why I'm involved in the Green Task Force. That's why I'm trying to convince people to change their lifestyles, because I know that we have the technology to become energy independent, you know, within the next 2-3 years.
Now, there's going to be an event in April where folks can learn about green initiatives.
Yes, the Coral Gables Green Task Force is spearheading Gables, the first Gables Earth Fest, and it's going to be April 22nd. That's a Sunday, in front of City Hall, and we're going to be showcasing there all kinds of systems where people can live more sustainably. You know, systems for improving their homes. Not only that, but we're also going to have some of the cool electric cars. Tesla is going to bring their Roadster. Nissan is going to bring their Leaf.
Well, Carlos, thank you so very much for inviting us to your lovely home and energy-efficient home. And I'm sure that you are just one of the few residents who will be setting a standard here in Coral Gables and trying to conserve energy and help the earth at the end of the day.
Correct. And I think that as time goes by, we'll be able to provide these type of homes to more people, and that's my goal.
Well, thank you so very much, and that's all we have for you, Belkis. Back to the studio.
All right, thanks, Rodolfo. Up next on Coral Gables Now, Coral Gables and its sister cities are working on organizing several events and activities. You'll learn about them next.
The city of Coral Gables has a heart. And now those kind-hearted individuals, organizations, or groups who've done a spontaneous good deed can be nominated for the city's Random Act of Kindness Award. If you know of a person, group, or organization doing a selfless act of kindness, we want to hear from you. Every month beginning in January, the city of Coral Gables will recognize those who have a heart in our community and do random acts of kindness to help out friends or strangers. Whether it's helping an elderly neighbor to take care of their yard, donating time to a school or hospital in need, or simply lending a hand to a stranger. These good deeds help make Coral Gables a better place to live and work. You can download a nomination form by visiting the city's website at www.coralgables.com or calling 305-460-5205 for more information. Nominate a random act of kindness in Coral Gables today.
And welcome back. The International Affairs Coordinating Council is hard at work developing opportunities for cultural exchanges with our sister cities. Carolina Rendeiro, the council's chair, joins us now with an update. Thank you so much, Carolina, for being here.
Thank you.
So you've got a lot that you're working on right now.
A lot, and it's going great.
Yes, so tell me a little bit about the different programs. You know, I think maybe we should start off at the beginning by saying what the IACC is.
The IACC is literally a group of volunteers that are appointed by the city commissioners and the mayor on forming this committee to oversee the projects and visitors that come in, or anything that is coming in either via business-to-business, cultural, here for the city of Coral Gables, primarily our sister cities.
And we do get, though, I gotta say, we do get a lot of delegations coming in from other areas. We just recently had the Cognac, the mayor of Cognac from France here.
We did, and that was
you
huge.
Do that.
Yes, we all do that, and I think people need to realize that we are volunteers, we're citizens, we work here, we live here, but we have a passion for the international, and because our city is known as, you know, the city beautiful, and I've traveled to 29 countries for business, and I can tell you that everybody knows Coral Gables.
Really?
Because we're that gem inside of Miami. So I think when you look at that, you know, the delegations that come already based on knowing that they want to see what we have, because we have that quality of life within a major market. We have the educational system. We have everything that everyone's looking for, especially coming from Europe. So I think that's one of the big issues. Another big thing, you know, people sometimes think that we travel abroad on all this and the city's paying for this. That doesn't happen.
You're here to say definitely not.
Definitely not. That's coming out of our own pockets, and it's because we are selling our city when we do go out, and I think we all have that pride. We sell every day, even just talking to a tourist on the street. So, you know, our projects are great. I mean, Cognac now wants to be a friendship city. We have so many people that come to us from the binational chambers that bring delegations in and see, you know, the rapport that we all have, and they really want us to be, they want to be considered at least a friendship city with Coral Gables.
And then another aspect of that is the sister cities, which is what you guys organize as well.
And the sister cities is what takes more time.
Yes.
Okay. We right now have sister cities with Granada in Spain, Cartagena in Colombia, Aix-en-Provence in France. Quito has gone to be an emeritus city right now, just for various reasons. And when you're looking at some of those cities that we have a tremendous amount of back and forth with, you're looking, for example, we have the Consul General of Spain here. So, you know, that really ties in so well with us. You know, the Consul General of France and the Haute Trade Commission, they work with us. The province of Pisa, again, the Consul General is here, located in Coral Gables. So, you know, it does bring business to us as well. And I think everyone needs to realize that. We are working on 2 new sister cities right now. They're in the process of it, being one of them Curitiba, Brazil, and the other one being Quebec, Canada.
So how did you pick those 2 from all the others that could have been sister cities?
Well, there's a lot of criteria. We have to kind of look at who's, you know, on a trade basis. Canada was basically on trade, and the fact that Consul General Louise Leger lives here in Coral Gables. She is a tremendous asset in working with everyone. Brazil, of course, Brazil is the hottest market right now, but again, Curitiba has a smaller scale, a young demographic, a very planned, the first sustainable city in South America, and the universities. And so we kind of try to tie all that in so that it fits in not only with our, you know, our day-to-day, but also on the business and cultural exchange. You know, Mayor Kaysen has been, you know, a tremendous asset with his previous job positions of ambassador and foreign service. That has truly helped open the doors to a lot of people, because a lot of delegations that have come in have known him in the past, and that is opening up the doors for us as well.
Wow. Well, you've got some cultural events that are coming up as well as a result of these.
Right. We have a lot of cultural events that go on, and it's not just in Coral Gables. For example, if delegations are coming in from Miami-Dade County, we do get invited to all that. At the Port of Miami, anything going on there. Of course, anything going on with the Beacon Council that has an exchange come in here as well. We work closely with the Coral Gables Chamber of Commerce and their international division, because it ties in so well. You know, we're going to have an art exhibit in September at the Coral Gables Museum, and that would be on the artists of Guatemala.
Okay.
We have also a huge exhibit coming on, and I don't have those exact dates, but for Italy.
Okay.
And that's being worked very closely with the Consul General of Italy, along with Arva Marporks, Arva Moore, and then we're really looking forward to that. And you know, Pisa is interesting because Pisa is actually, it's the province of Pisa that is our sister city. It's the only one that we have as a province and not the city of Pisa. And we're also working with the Consul General on that right now, trying to make it the city of Pisa. Because the province is too big for us to really embrace, and they can't embrace it either. And you know, when you look at the economic economy, you know, the economy right now, the global economy, you're looking at the issues that they have on their side of the world too. There's no money there either for all these delegations and everything, so they too turn to hospitality. And I must say that the citizens here of Coral Gables have opened up their doors to their homes and allowing us to bring delegations into their homes so they can see truly on a grassroots level what we're all about.
Well, didn't you recently host a delegation as well at your house?
I did. I had a whole delegation at my house. I had, so far this year, I've had Brazilians, Frenchmen at my house. I've had Italians at my house. I had a huge delegation of Italians, 18 of them. And literally, I live in like about 1,200 square foot home. But, you know, as long as there's good food, good wine, and we can all have something in common of talking about our countries, I think the house could be really small or really big. It doesn't matter.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. Really interesting information, and we look forward to all these events taking place.
Well, we'll keep you all posted. We're super excited. We have a phenomenal board this year, and they're all so engaged. Each is assigned their own sister city, and they work diligently at representing that as the liaison back to the board. So
we look forward to all the events.
Thanks for the opportunity.
And for more information on the International Affairs Coordinating Council, you can always call 305-460-5220. And that does it for this edition of Coral Gables Now. Thanks for watching Coral Gables Television, and we'll see you next month.